Let me put a couple things into perspective for you. Take two things. One is responsible for nearly 480,000 deaths annually. The other, well, it's inconclusive because it's so hard to blame or to point scientifically with proof illnesses or health defects on. Today I'm going to try to convince you that vaping and cigarette smoking are far from the same. That vaping, though not necessarily healthy for you, is certainly much safer than smoking. Vaping has saved lives from cigarette addiction. It is under attack, though, from false claims that it is just as bad, if not worse, than cigarette smoke and tobacco consumption. This is completely false, as I will begin to explain to you with 3 points. As I stated before, cigarette smoking can cause up to 480,000 deaths annually. According to the CDC website that was updated on the 28th of last month, that is April 28th, that is about 1 out of every 5 deaths. Today, there's about 50 million people addicted to tobacco products, which are widely known as carcinogens. These carcinogens are something that causes cancer to your body when consumed. However, Dr. Linda Richter, Director of Policy Research and Analysis with the Center on Addiction, posted on their website in September of 2018 that vaping does not contain any of tobacco or the various chemicals and toxins and carcinogens within tobacco products that are the leading cause of lung disease and cancer in cigarette smokers. The main ingredients in safe regulated vape juices, or e-liquids, are vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, flavoring, and usually nicotine. Vaping is used as a substitute for nicotine inhalation or consumption in order to get away from tobacco products, or at least that is how it's supposed to be properly used. Vaping has helped countless people across the globe with quitting tobacco products, saving many of their lives from the fatal effects of tobacco consumption and the carcinogens inhaled or consumed. These cause lung, throat, and mouth cancer, depending on the form of tobacco that you consume. Vaping has helped between 50 and 70,000 individuals alone in England quit in 1 year, according to an article by Katie Hunt with CNN, who posted in October 21 of 2019. Vaping is just a much safer alternative, according to people who have done the research. Vaping works by heating up a liquid using a coil in a tank on top of a vape mod. I have one here. This right here is a battery. In it, it contains power sources that then heat up a coil inside of this tank full of liquid. The tank heats up the liquid and it vaporizes, turning into a vapor. This vapor is then inhaled to consume the nicotine or to feel the effects of the nicotine. Safe juices that are used properly only contain 4 ingredients, none of which are known to cause any fatal diseases or illnesses to your body, the most dangerous of which is nicotine. Nicotine is known to be addictive, which is in itself danger. Vaping also does not create unintentional clouds of smoke or secondhand smoke, I guess in this instance you could call it secondhand vape, that affects other individuals who do not willing or intentionally participate in the consumption of a vaping product or smoking tobacco product. Vaping does not create a buildup of tar or residue within your lungs or your throat and respiratory systems that is notorious with smoking tobacco. This does not create blockages and does not build up to eventually create a fatal effect. The healthiest thing to inhale is obviously clean air. Though vaping isn't clean air, it possesses none of the dangerous effects and chemicals produced from inhaling cigarette smoke, aside from nicotine addiction. My father himself, who I can speak about because I'm a first-hand witness, smoked and dipped when I was young to when I was a mid-teenager in high school. He tried to quit many times before, but was never successful in this endeavor. Finally, he attempted to use vaping products and was very successful because he was able to receive the nicotine and the feeling of the nicotine, but did not get any of the fatal and dangerous side effects and chemicals from the tobacco. Help. So take our two subjects of the matter: smoking cigarettes and vaping, or consumption of tobacco in the case of smoking cigarettes. I've covered the dangers of smoking that are mitigated by trading that pack of cigarettes or that can of snuff and dip for a vape, and how they could potentially save a smoker's lungs and life and those who live with him. I encourage everyone to educate themselves on each of these things and then make a decision for yourself. If vaping is limited to the point of near eradication, the deaths caused each year from tobacco consumption may never cease to rise or continue. This is a dangerous threat, as vaping has provided a frontier for that of quitting smoking and quitting tobacco usage, and providing healthier generations to come to evolve and adapt away from the dangers of tobacco consumption. Thank you for listening to my persuasive speech.